Immunity rulings in Trump's election interference case. Claims of immunity shattered in Judge Chutkan's ruling. In a resounding legal setback for former President Donald Trump, a federal judge has dismissed his immunity claims in the 2020 election interference case. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan's ruling sends a clear message that Trump, despite his presidential status, is not shielded from prosecution. In this video we delve into the details of the judge's decision, emphasizing the significance of the ruling as it dismantles Trump's attempts to evade accountability. Trump's expansive view of presidential power rejected. The heart of the matter lies in Trump's bid to derail the case, charging him with plotting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Judge Chutkan's rejection of Trump's expansive view of presidential power is a pivotal moment. By dismantling the argument that the office of the president grants a get-out-of-jail-free pass, Chutkan asserts that former presidents are not above federal criminal liability. Chutkan wrote, "Former presidents enjoy no special conditions on their federal criminal liability." This stern dismissal challenges Trump's attempt to cloak himself in immunity and underscores the gravity of the accusations against him. First Amendment defense overruled. Trump's defense team argued that the indictment violated the former president's First Amendment rights. They contended that Trump's claims of election fraud were protected political speech. However, Judge Chutkan's ruling unequivocally states that the First Amendment does not shield speech used as an instrument of a crime. Chutkan wrote, "It is well established that the First Amendment does not protect speech that is used as an instrument of a crime." In addition, she asserted, defendant is not being prosecuted simply for making false statements, but rather for knowingly making false statements in furtherance of a criminal conspiracy and obstructing the electoral process. This critical distinction punctures Trump's attempt to paint the charges as an infringement on his political advocacy, affirming that the legal system will scrutinize actions that obstruct the electoral process. Precedent-setting decision on presidential immunity. Chutkan's ruling marks the first time a U.S. court has affirmed that former presidents can face criminal charges like any other citizen. This precedent-setting decision is a significant blow to Trump's legal strategy, which relied heavily on claims of presidential immunity. On the same day, a federal appeals court in Washington allowed lawsuits filed by Democratic lawmakers and police officers against Trump to proceed. They had accused Trump of inciting the U.S. Capitol riot that occurred on January 6, 2021. The court rejected Trump's claim of presidential immunity, but he can still argue that his actions were taken in his official capacity as president as the cases proceed. The rejection of such immunity creates a pathway for the legal system to hold Trump accountable for his alleged actions in attempting to overturn the election results. Implications of Chutkan ruling for Trump's legal battles. As Trump faces multiple legal battles, including charges in Florida, Georgia, and New York, Chutkan's decision reverberates beyond the election interference case. The ruling sets the stage for a trial scheduled in March, where Trump will have to defend against allegations of interfering in the electoral process. Trump can appeal the ruling immediately. If he chooses to do so, the trial could be delayed while an appeals court and potentially the Supreme Court consider the issue. With the rejection of immunity, the legal landscape shifts, leaving Trump to contend with the same legal scrutiny as any other citizen. However, Trump also has other pending legal motions to dismiss the case based on different claims. Among these claims is the argument that his alleged conduct, as described by prosecutors, does not align with the charges that have been brought against him. On the same day, a federal appeals court in Washington allowed lawsuits filed by Democratic lawmakers and police officers against Trump to proceed. They had accused Trump of inciting the U.S. Capitol riot that occurred on January 6, 2021. The court rejected Trump's claim of presidential immunity, but he can still argue that his actions were taken in his official capacity as president as the cases proceed. A federal appeals court denies Trump's immunity claims. As a decisive setback for former President Donald Trump, a federal appeals court rejected his attempt to dismiss civil claims related to the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot. The U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals for Washington, D.C. dismissed Trump's claims of presidential immunity, asserting that he has not demonstrated entitlement to official act immunity for his alleged actions leading up to and during the riot. The court emphasized that a first-term president's campaign for re-election is not considered an official presidential act, challenging Trump's bid to shield himself from legal consequences. The court ruled that Trump, when instructing his supporters to march to the Capitol, was acting in his personal capacity as a presidential candidate, and not in an official presidential capacity, thereby negating immunity claims for his political actions. Chief Judge Sri Srinivasan, along with Judges Gregory Katsas and Judith Rogers, emphasized that Trump could attempt to prove he acted in an official capacity as a defense in the lower court, opening the gates for lawsuits. The court's ruling not only permits a multitude of lawsuits seeking accountability for the deadly riot to proceed but also underscores the challenges Trump may face in asserting official act immunity. Chief Judge Sri Srinivasan's opinion dismantled Trump's argument that a president's speech on matters of public concern is inherently an official function. While presidents are often exercising official responsibilities when they speak on matters of public concern, that is not always the case, he wrote. When a sitting president running for re-election speaks in a campaign ad or in accepting his political party's nomination at the party convention, he typically speaks on matters of public concern. Yet he does so in an unofficial, private capacity as office seeker, not an official capacity as office holder. And actions taken in an unofficial capacity cannot qualify for official act immunity. The court highlighted the crucial distinction that while presidents often address public concerns in their official capacity, actions taken during a campaign, in an unofficial capacity, do not qualify for official act immunity. This distinction sets the stage for Trump to defend his alleged actions in the district court and clarify whether they were taken in an official or unofficial capacity. Implications and response to the ruling. In response to the court's decision, Trump's campaign spokesperson, Stephen Cheung, downplayed its significance as limited, narrow, and procedural. He stated that the ruling is limited, narrow, and procedural. The facts fully show that on January 6 President Trump was acting on behalf of the American people, carrying out his duties as President of the United States. Moreover, his admonition that his supporters peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard, along with a myriad other statements, prove that these Democrat hoaxes are completely meritless. However, the ruling carries broad implications as it refutes Trump's attempt to depict his actions on January 6 as part of his official duties as the President of the United States. In conclusion, in the face of Judge Chutkan's resolute decision, Trump's legal maneuvering to shield himself from accountability has suffered a significant blow. The ruling reinforces the principle that no individual, regardless of their presidential past, is exempt from federal criminal liability. As Trump's legal battles unfold, this decision reshapes the narrative, signaling a potential reckoning for the former president in the courts. With multiple lawsuits pending against Trump, including criminal charges in a case brought by special counsel Jack Smith, the rejection of presidential immunity paves the way for a more comprehensive legal scrutiny of Trump's role in the events surrounding the Capitol riot. Thanks for watching. If you like it, comment and hit the like and share buttons. Subscribe for future videos.